14 also. That way we're gonna have like 2 layers. So we already had this on the Digitone 1, but here makes more sense because we have way more voices. On Digitone 1 we just had 8 voices and 4 tracks. So it was always like stealing. Yeah, so with the Digitone 2 it's just very nice to have more room to play with. So you're probably not gonna use 16 tracks all the time, but you could use the 16 voices instead in order to have more rich sounds, more complex movements over time. So I'm gonna trigger 14. And you can listen now that you can hear now that there's another sound going on. I'm gonna, so that's channel 14. So what makes this very interesting is that now in track 14 I can put a completely different engine than track 6, which is the track that is triggering, right? So I have 2 layers, 16 and 14 again, each with different engine. So let's just add a bit of chorus to track 14. Also, what we can do is like different filters, of course, to different voices, right? So in channel 6 I have this filter, and in channel 14 it's this one. So just more complex and fatter sound. The same with the amplitude envelope. We can have like different movements. Channel 6 and channel 14, the second layer, right? Different effects. Just you have 2 different tracks, but it's been layered, acting as a one very complex patch. Yeah, just play a little bit with this. say?